Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. This is episode 17, named to be determined, because I don't even know where we are. But this is a special stream, so let's see how it does. You guys were able to get 1,000 views, so you get another episode of Ace Attorney. That's how this works. 1,000 views is required to continue this series, because this series is a tremendous amount of work on our vocal cords. We do the Abridged dub live, plus, you know, there's a lot of stuff involved, so really hope that this episode does well, because we would love to continue. But I believe we're in the prison, and the bad guy was killed by a dog or something, which is why they have a dog silhouette there, or an animal of some kind. And we were exploring the prison last time, so Amber will be here in just a minute. The Captive Turnabout is what it's called. Captive Turnabout Body? I don't know. Captive... We'll call it Body. I don't know. I think that's a good intro. Prison. Kind of funny that we're playing games with prisons so much. So, Batman and Blackgate and, yeah, other stuff here. Alright, let's go. Resume! Hi. Oh, this was mine chess? Oh, right. Mine chess. Oh my gosh, how did I do Edgeworth? Mine chess, sweetie, mine chess. Yeah. Okay, I believe... How did I do? Edgeworth was like this, yes? I have to channel someone who is very impatient and angry and has a scowling face. There it is. I'll have to rely solely on his words instead. That's the only way I'll know what's going on underneath. He looks very stuck up and angry. He has wrinkles under his eyes and he is tapping his finger in annoyance. There he is. That is Edgeworth. All right. Time to make my first move. Let's see who we're dealing with here. He may be good at hiding his emotions, but everyone has a tell. Mind chess. What is your connection to this incident? I only have one thing to say. Okay.
Mind chess.
Tell me, what is your connection to this incident?
Oh no.
What incident? The murder? Oh, well, it's nothing at all to do with me. Nothing at all.
Wow.
Really? I wouldn't dream of getting involved in anything as ghastly as that. Well, you see, how can I put this? Well, like to think of myself as an upstanding citizen, a good person, if you will. Bide time. If you don't have anything to ask me, I do need to be going.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps a little more proactivity is called for.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Sort may be good at hiding his emotions, but he also has a tell. I just need to watch for it and respond.
We have to find the tell.
Tell me, what is your connection? With the incident? The murder? Oh, well, it's nothing to do with me, nothing. Really? I wouldn't dream of getting involved. Well, you see, how do I put this? I think of myself as a good person. A good person who's in prison. Forgive me, Mr. Sawit, but under no normal circumstances, good people do not tend to end up in prison.
Oh.
That's... So you do well to tell me what you know about the incident. How many times do I have to tell you people? I mean, I don't know anything, I swear. Try buy time again. Sorry, I don't know what more to say, but I can't help you. My apologies, Mr. Sawit. But considering that the incident occurred right here in the prison, I find it very hard to believe that you know nothing at all. Oh, well, yes, I suppose I can see how it might seem unlikely, but it's true. If you're looking for a person who found the body, you'll have to look elsewhere. Why do you think I'm looking for the person who found the body? I certainly never mentioned any such thing to you. Is it because you do know something you're not telling me after all? Oh!
Oh!
No, I just sensed that that's who it might be looking for, that's all. I simply pet stylist in training. I don't know anything, truly. There's no doubt about it now. This man is hiding something big.
Yeah!
In which case, let's find out what he did yesterday, the day of the incident. Alright, so we survived the first round. My opponent is very good at hiding his true feelings, but not for long.
That's right.
It's time to smash the mask of his and see what lurks behind the phony smile. Tell me about the day of the incident. Tell me about the day of the incident, please. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you have nothing to hide, right? Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened.
Maybe,
How are things in prison? What were we doing? Okay, we'll try that one. What was it like here in prison yesterday morning? I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid. I don't have a clue as to how to push this conversation forward. I'll have to try another tack.
What?
Okay, so apparently
I
that was
guess,
the wrong
yeah,
one.
try it again. I don't know.
Tell me about the day of the incident. Well, the day of the incident,
Maybe what were you doing? Sorry about that.
What were you doing? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to know what you were doing, Mr. Sort, in detail. I told you, I'm a pet stylist in training. And that's what I was doing yesterday. Training, specifically, I was giving the animals a trim. You didn't notice any commotion at all of the incident. I would imagine things were suddenly quite tumultuous around here. Well, commotion, you say? No, not at all. Maybe I heard someone, but, were they screaming?
Yeah, exactly.
You heard someone. Was this someone screaming by any chance? And don't try to tell me you don't remember. You continue to assert that you know nothing about the incident, Mr. Sawit, but I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it.
Oh!
No, I thought I heard someone yelling, but I don't really remember. The fact that you heard a scream at the time of the murder may well prove to be a useful clue. I would do well to bear it in mind. Tell me about the day of the incident. Tell me about the day of the incident. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you have nothing to hide.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. What, bide time?
Maybe now how were things in the prison? Maybe.
Okay.
Because we did the other question.
What was it like in the prison yesterday? I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid. Time to deploy my clue.
Yeah, he said he heard a scream.
You don't remember, please. You literally just confirmed that you heard a scream.
Yeah! Come on!
Oh, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is, I really don't remember. Your memory fails you yet again. How convenient. But I know you're lying, Mr. Sort. How dare you talk to me like... I mean, I'm not lying.
Whoa, I don't know.
Surely you've noticed, Mr. Sort, that I have exactly where I want you.
Whoa!
Really? It seems to me you're just wasting my time. I should have picked my words more wisely. Mr. Sort may be good at hiding his emotions, but he also has a tell. Day of the incident again. Tell me about the day of the incident. Well, the day of the incident, so much happened.
How are things in the prison?
What was it like here yesterday? I don't remember. Time to deploy my clue.
You said you heard a scream!
You don't remember, please. You literally just confirmed that you heard a scream. Ah, that's my own scream, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is I don't really remember. Your memory fails you yet again. How convenient. How dare you! I mean...
No! He's upset, so now we can bide our time!
Very little time we have. Look, if you must know, when I'm working with the animals, I get into the zone. They're all I see. Am I to understand you have something of a talent for animal grooming then? Well, my scissor technique could use a little work, but I'd say I'm quite good with the animals. They seem to like me. I'm especially good at calming them down when they get scared. Scared?
Scared?
And when exactly do they get scared? Surely it doesn't happen very often. Well, no, thankfully it doesn't.
A scream would frighten them.
A loud scream would certainly frighten the animals, would it not? Why are you going to such lengths to deny having heard the scream? What is it you're hiding, Mr. Sword? Tell me!
Oh!
I can assure you I'm not hiding anything. I'll admit I did hear somebody scream, but I'm not hiding anything, I promise. The mask is finally beginning to crack. Now to shatter it completely about the scream itself in more detail. Okay, we almost lost that one.
Well, oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm afraid you're about to learn a painful lesson, Mr. Sword. That hiding things from me never ends well for my opponent.
Oof.
Okay.
I think he wouldn't know who's screaming, but maybe he would know when he heard it. That's what I would ask, because how was he supposed to know who was screaming, unless he could recognize the voice?
Yeah, exactly.
I would ask him, like, when.
When? Okay. 1 sec.
Okay.
Alrighty. When did you hear the scream? Who did you... Oh, crap!
When did you hear it? What?
When did you hear the scream? Oh, wait. Now I remember.
Did we lose time?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the show. They put on a show for the prisoners around the time of the incident.
Oh, no.
Yes, performing animals, if I remember rightly.
Oh, my gosh.
They were right here in the morning. So now you wish to claim that you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show.
Oh,
you do realize that goes completely against everything you've told me thus far. And what are you going to do about it? That is my memory. It's patchy, as they say.
Bide your time!
Oh, God. The animal show really had to be seen to be believed. It did, didn't it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see? Let me think. A whale?
He wasn't at the show! You wouldn't see a whale on land! You weren't actually at the show, were you?
Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, now were you? Ah! Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Ah! It's clear Mr. Sword wasn't at the show. This feels like a vital clue.
Alright, who did you hear screaming now?
Who did you hear screaming?
Yeah.
Wait, I just realized I made a mistake. When the incident happened, I was out in the yard. Yes, that's it. So, I didn't hear anyone screaming. No, no one at all. Time to deploy my clue.
That he wasn't at the show!
How long are you planning to keep your lies up? I already know that you weren't at the show. Oh! Yeah! The game's up, Mr. Sword. It's time for you to The game is up. It's time for you to tell me the truth. I demand to know about the scream now. I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream, not from the person who found the body.
Wait, it wasn't the victim?
Sorry, but you'll have to excuse me now. I do have things to attend to after all. Ah! Curses.
No! We messed up.
It took too long. I can't give up now. I have to keep pushing. Is it going to start the whole thing again, or just the next part? All right, once more, onto the breach.
No!
From the very beginning?
No!
Oh.
No! Well, alright, we have to start all over. We don't know who screams, so we have to ask when.
When did you hear the scream? Oh, wait. No, now I remember. I forgot about the show. They put the show for us prisoners around the time of the incident, you see.
Oh, no.
Yes, performing animals, if I remember rightly. That's where I was in the morning. So now you wish to claim that you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show? Preposterous. You do realize that what goes completely against everything you've told me thus far. And what are you going to do about it? I'm already in prison. This is my memory. La 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 la.
Oh. What? Oh, I think,
Is it bide
your time.
Bide our time? Okay, alright.
I think you should bide your time, because he looks nervous.
The animal show really had to be seen to be believed. It did, didn't it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see? Let me think. A whale?
How could a whale walk on the ground? You weren't at the show. You weren't at the show.
Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, were you?
You liar.
Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was. It's clear Mr. Sword wasn't at the show. This seems like a vital clue.
Wait. All right, now we can ask who it was, because we already asked when. Who did you hear screaming?
Who did you hear screaming? Wait, I just realized I made a mistake again. When the incident happened, I was out in the yard. Yes, that's it. So, I didn't hear anyone screaming. No one at all. Time to deploy my clue.
You already said you weren't at the show.
How long are you planning to keep up these lies, fool? I already know that you weren't at the show. Ah! The game's up, Mr. Sword. It's time for you to tell me the truth. I demand to know about the scream now. I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream. None from the person who found the body.
The person who found the body? Wait, it wasn't the victim who screamed?
How curious. Most people would assume that the scream had come from the victim. So then why do you think it came from the person who found the body, Ah! I made a mistake, that's all. How, Mr. Sword? How did you know that it was the person that found the body who screamed?
Maybe because he's the one who found the body.
Shall I tell you? You knew because it was you who found the body. And the scream that was heard when the incident occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you! Gah!
Oh!
How did you know? It's true, I admit it, but what gives you the right to treat people like this? Checkmate.
Nice job, Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. Logic extraordinaire.
Now that we've established that you were the one who found the body, Mr. Sawit, I believe you have lost any standing you might have had to withhold your cooperation. All right, you win. But I'm not sure I want anything useful to tell you. I probably wasn't even worth your time. That's not for you to decide. By my hand, the truth will be revealed. Every decision I make is to ensure that end.
Except that's not exactly what we're here to do, is it?
What do you mean?
We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simeon. Right, Miles? I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, sir? That's what we do now, remember? We work to get our client out of trouble because we're defense attorneys. Well, you are.
What K-Meister said, you need to listen to the kid more, you know? The client has requested the services of Edgeworth and Company. And as your old man always said, your relationship with your client comes before anything else. So, if you think Mr. Saint's well-being has taken a back seat to some quest for the truth, well, let's just say I don't like to fire people, so I need you to fight against your instincts a little harder, alright? This will take some getting used to. In any case, the importance of this man's testimony remains unchanged. Therefore, Mr. Sawt, I'm asking once more, what happened when you found the body?
Oh, now we're getting into
Finding the corpse.
Cross-examination.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't know.
He's the guy who was from the very first episode of Ace Attorney.
I don't know how I could be so happy being in prison.
He's not, he's crazy.
Oh, okay, because he's like, I'm really happy about my work here. It's like...
I was in the workshop there by myself, practicing what I learned. I don't remember how I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop, but I happened to peek in through a little window. And then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead. I quailed in front and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Ah!
Oh, no.
Let me get this straight. The room you were in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right. I was in the workshop B. And you were there the whole day? Yes, from 7 a.m. roll call onwards. There were 3 roll calls all day, you see. 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m. And they check who's in the workshops during roll call, correct? Yes, that's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 a.m., which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. Prison roll call jotted down in my organizer. Guess that means the murder took place after 7 a.m.
Which puts it right around the time the show was happening!
Yes, the show! I remember the other prisoners going to see it. And therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Wouldn't that be fair to assess, Mr. Sort? I guess, but I only found the body, I swear! There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Sort's testimony. Rooting it out should be my first priority. Rebuttal.
It's rebuttal time! Finding the body.
I was in the workshop there by myself. Ah! Hold it! What exactly were you practicing? No, to be a pet stylist, of course. I'm a model prisoner, after all. So he keeps saying.
Model prisoner.
I don't remember how I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. Hold it. Hold it! You found yourself there, really? Yes, that's right. And when I found myself peeking through the little window in the door... Why did you think to do that? Oh gosh, I don't know. I just found myself doing it, really. You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then, were you? No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely.
Like being stuck at school after everybody else has gone home, huh?
Yes, exactly like that, only in jail. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop, and...
I guess jail's kind of like school.
I mean, they both have bars on the windows. I happened to peek through the little window and... Ah! Hold it!
Feels like jail to me.
Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside? No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see?
Yay.
Not exactly a panoramic view, mind you.
They're just so the guards can check what's going on, right? Yeah.
That's right. Yes, you're very knowledgeable young lady.
You bet. I guess you could say I know a little something on prisons, too.
I'll have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later. Anyway, yes, I peeked in through the little window in the workshop door. And then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead! Hold it right there. Could you tell us right away if it was a man or a woman? It was clearly a man, this physique, his clothes. It was also very clear that he was dead. You could tell just from peeking through the little window. Look, let's just say this wasn't my first dead body.
What? You mean you're in prison for...
Oh, to my eternal shame, yes, I'm a killer. This, however, was the first time I had seen another person's handiwork up close, so...
Wow!
I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Hold it! Do you recall how exactly you screamed? Any words you might have used? No. I only remember that I screamed. Folks don't tend to remember much when they're busy crying out in terror, Miles. Exactly, yes, I screamed! That's all I remember! He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he is, things couldn't have happened as he claims. The contradiction in his testimony is clear as day. I just need to present the evidence that proves it. I was in that workshop there by myself, practicing what I'd learned. Okay, so what do you want to try presenting, honey?
Well, I thought we got some new evidence in our court record last time, didn't we?
I don't remember.
Wasn't he talking about the schedule or something? The the roll call schedule, did we get that added to our court record? I think he said he found himself in front of... No, wait, actually, maybe we didn't get that added. Alright, well, actually, no, I can think of something else we could do. Okay, so he said, I found myself in front of the door. That's impossible because prisoners cannot leave the door because there's sensors on all the doors. Maybe we should try presenting the sensor on that statement.
So you want to do the door sensor?
Yeah,
right.
I would like to do that and see, because there's no way. They said that prisoners absolutely cannot leave their doors.
Okay. All right, yeah.
So that's impossible. He couldn't have possibly found himself outside.
Your memory terrifies me because this was almost a month ago. That's impressive and also terrifying. That tells me why I get in trouble so much. I
remember everything!
Which means I can't get away with anything with you. Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Sawit. I'm afraid you have rather lost sight of what you are. What I am? Oh, I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's training to be a pet stylist. Hold it! No, but that's not all you are, is it, Mr. Murderer? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside the door would have sounded an alarm. Well, that's,
Yeah,
but there's
exactly.
no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Yeah!
What?
Ah, wee! Stylishly done, Edgeruno.
Oh, hey, but doesn't this mean that Mr. Sod couldn't have found the body then?
Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Sod would like to explain himself.
Yeah. Yeah, explain it.
So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like. By all means, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how would you get out of there if there was a door sensor? You're lying. There's no way. You must have hacked the door, or someone must have busted you out. I don't know. Something is very wrong about his testimony.
Amber is very smart. Yes, she loves detective books too.
Yeah, I am reading. I've read, like, this year I've read a bunch of Agatha Christie books, which I like a lot. Hercule Poirot mystery novels.
You like Agatha Christie. Yeah. There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm.
What?
That's how I was able to peek through the window into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright. So he's saying he was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside workshop B as he leaned out. Please don't tell anyone about our little trick, especially not the guards, please. Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I'd better dig a little deeper into his testimony just in case. Rebuttal.
Oh, yeah. Okay, rebuttal. Finding the body, part 2.
There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you have your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. Oops.
Hold it! Hold it!
Tell me some more about this trick, Mr. Sawit. Of course, it's quite simple, really. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean in without triggering the alarm. Hold it! I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom, yes? It does. To be honest, it's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore. A rather surprising source of joy. But rule breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of remorsefulness, now is it? Oh, but I am remorseful. I always am. I'm a model prisoner, after all. That's why I bludgeoned that woman to death with a clock. I'm beginning to suspect that he doesn't know what a model prisoner actually is. So you use this trick to peek through the window. Yes, that's right. I made sure the guard wasn't looking and leaned onto the corridor. That's how I was able to peek through the window.
Hold it!
Why did you make such an effort just to take a look? Well, you see, I heard noises coming from next door, and that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was, well, strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises. Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sawt just said? Probably.
He said he... Yeah, I think there was a problem because he said he just saw the body. He didn't see who was killing the person. He said he looked exactly when he heard, so wouldn't he have seen the killer at the same time? I think there is a problem, personally.
You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noises should have been in there too.
You got him quaking in his boots, Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Mr. Sawt, tell us the truth about what you saw.
Yeah!
You do, of course, have the right to remain silent. But it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime. Sorry? I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it. Just tell us what you saw. Alright. It was that dog. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. Have you seen Cujo? That huge black dog had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat.
Oh my gosh.
What? What did you just say? It was hellish, utterly scary. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him.
Suddenly I don't feel so good.
Yeah, jeepers creepers, that's like Cujo written all over it. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful, horrible. Now you know why I couldn't help but scream. So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? Black dog. Jotted down in my organizer.
Claims to have seen this dog.
And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me now, right? For now, this one seems to be far-fetched a lie even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony if you don't mind.
A lot of sirens.
There's something happening in the city, yeah. Very well.
Oh my gosh, look, I hope then people are okay.
I've never heard this many sirens. A fire truck, police car, and ambulances. Based on the sirens, I hear 3 ambulances, at least 6 police cars, and 2 fire engines. That's not good. Usually, you just hear like one siren for police, 1 siren for an ambulance, and maybe 1 siren for a fire engine. But there's a whole mess of them. And there's no parade, obviously, because it's 7 at night, so probably some terrible protest happened, or who knows what. Don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Usually police don't go to a fire, so... Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream. Now, in the state of Massachusetts, firefighters, police, and the ambulance all have to attend the scene of, like, whatever incident. Like, it's the... They call it, like, the...
They call it the Trinity, I thought.
Yeah, something like that. That doesn't sit well with me. But yeah, in Massachusetts, all 3 emergency services arrive on the scene. Pennsylvania isn't like that. At least, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is not supposed to be like that. But maybe they changed the law, I don't know. Okay.
Well, I've been hearing them, like, even during the day recently.
Well, Pennsylvania was a battleground state, so, I mean, but there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream! Should we present something else, or he's just doing the same stuff again, or do I have to keep pressing him? How much do you remember about the man you saw? Oh, I remember everything. Let's see. He had blonde hair, and his neck was covered in blood! Dead, yes. We know that, Mr. Saw. Thank you very much. I'm just telling you what I saw. I thought you attorneys were obsessed with little details, yes? There's something serious venom behind those words. Something tells me he may not have had the best experience with defense attorneys in the past.
I
yes.
think they should ask him more about the dog, because that seems suspect.
Okay, black dog.
Like, press it or something, I don't know. Maybe he knows more information. I feel like he's making up this dog thing.
I don't think so. I think maybe somebody trained the dog to attack somebody.
Wow, really?
I don't know. I also saw that dog, his mouth clamped tight around the man's throat.
Creepy.
Hold it!
You're sure this dog was biting the victim's throat? Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping in it, and, Whoa, whoa, whoa! Spare us the gory details, will ya? I'm not a horror buff, so, no thank you. What about the victim? Was he...
Eek! Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it! Do you really need to ask him that, Mr. Edgeworth?
Okay, what was that punch for? I'm on your side here.
Oh my gosh.
He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there. Meaning he was already dead. There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure of it. Not even the twitch of a finger, just lifeless.
Oh,
Enough
gross.
already. Why do you have to go into every little detail like that? I have problems with my stomach.
Wow.
Oh, to give you a nice and accurate testimony, that is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add that what I've said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth? Please do. Yes, it was awful, I tell you. Terrible.
Wow.
No, he was dead as a doornail, I'm aware of that. Not even a twitch of a finger, just lifeless.
Creepy.
You paint a very vivid picture. Well, I had a front row seat, I suppose. I could almost feel the agony of the man's final moments.
I don't think I'll be getting any sleep tonight, Mr. Edgeworth.
You won't. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's all your fault for pressing him for more gory details.
I'll be having nightmares tonight myself. It's all still so fresh in my memory.
Oh.
Thanks so much for making me relive that. I remember seeing his ring gleaming as it caught the light. It featured a snowflake motif in relief. What?
Hold it!
A snowflake motif in relief. You seem to have a very clear memory of this ring, Mr. Sawit. Well, I used to go to door selling newspaper subscriptions, you see. I had to take people in at a glance, their appearance, their mood, the sort of thing. Figuring out who exactly you're dealing with is the first step in any sale. Except in this case, you were figuring out a corpse.
Yeah.
What can I say? Force of habit. What served me very well in my sales career, if I do say so myself. Even so, you seem to have remembered things to an uncanny level of detail.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose, nevertheless, it's true. I remember the ring, the relief, all of it. Is what he's saying even plausible, though? Perhaps I should take another look at the condition of the victim's body as we found it. I know what I saw, Mr. Edgeworth, and my eyes don't lie. So Knight was bitten in the throat by a dog that lives here in the prison. Not the most plausible of explanations, I have to say. Well, they do say that pets take after their owners.
But there are some things they shouldn't take after. None of they're supposed to help reform their owners. Otherwise, what's the point of having an animal therapy program?
I should probably ask Mr. Sword a little bit more about this dog.
Let's see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door. Well, could he have seen the ring on him? Or was he... I thought there was, like, some, like, tapestries over the body or something. Maybe he's lying. If he couldn't have seen the ring at first glance, then it would have proven that he's not telling the truth, because there's no way. Like, I don't think that he, I don't think the ring is visible, because there's, like, stuff all over him. I thought there's, like... I don't know. It's hard to see the body. There, like,
There's no ring finger. There's no ring.
Yeah, and maybe that ring would be under that blanket, so that means that he couldn't have seen it from his cell. He would have had to have been right there and moving the blanket. He would have had to be out of his cell. I think we should present his body on that statement about the ring, I think. maybe... I don't know, maybe we can get some more information.
Okay. I'm writing time code. We're gonna present the body. 3, 2,
All right,
1.
Luke. Cool.
Objection!
Well, come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you've got this.
A ring with a snowflake relief. Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail. Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I say it's a little too accurate.
Oh!
And what's wrong with being too accurate? I mean this. You testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger. See? Exactly as I said. There is no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you see, the victim's right hand was covered by a top. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it. Unless, that is, you approach the body and remove the sheet.
Whoa!
You told us earlier you only took a look through the window in the door. Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sod.
Yeah!
Who the heck do you think you are, Mr. Big Shot, acting like you know it all?
Oh!
I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know, that man's arm. It must have moved under the top after I peeked in.
What?
Nonsense. You already told us that you can't have been... Well, nonsense. You already told us that you can't have been the case.
You said he wasn't moving at all.
He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there, dead. Meaning he was already dead. You said it yourself that the victim was already dead, and the dead men cannot move, do they?
Oh, got him there, Luke.
Ooh, wait! That's that stitch of,
You did desperation?
You did desperation, I smell. What was you hiding? Sorry. Street.
What was you hiding, yo?
What was you hiding, yo? What are you hiding, Mr. Sword? Tell us. No, You're wrong. I know what I saw.
Oh my gosh. No, his hair isn't real! Ah!
You couldn't let it go, could you? Had to keep on poking and prodding. You slimy two-bit associate attorney! It seems like Mr. Sword has finally revealed himself.
Wow.
Whoa, that's quite the rug he was rocking, haha. Came straight at you like some kind of flying black cat. Excuse me.
Oops.
Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here. Oh, but are you really?
Innocent.
Because I must say I have doubts, very serious doubts.
But he's a murderer.
What's that supposed to mean? You saw something that you should have been impossible to see from the opposite side of that workshop. So, how did you do it? That's simple.
How did you do it?
Mr. Sword, this is where you were standing when you saw the body.
Inside the workshop. It had to have been inside the there.
Which
yeah.
one? Workshop A or B?
I think it would have been... I think he said he saw it from his cell, so his cell would have been right there, so it had to have been Workshop A then.
Okay.
Take that!
You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring. Ha! Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove that I was in the room with the body, anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over, minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves for fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence what proves I was in that room with the body. I mean, there are gloves right there.
Wow! He just admitted he signed out a pair of rubber gloves.
Uh-oh.
Dude, I think you just literally, you just nailed your own death sentence. Wow, he just slipped up.
Well,
Now he said, now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in the room. Well, you just said you were the one who signed up the rubber gloves. I think we should present that.
Take that!
I believe you just played yourself. Remind me, Mr. Sword, what were you doing when you discovered the body?
How many times do I was practicing my pet styling techniques.
Of course. Then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you.
Yeah, that's...
Whoa.
This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice that you have a similar glove tucked into your apron.
Oh.
No, this one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it?
Wow.
It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
No, not yet perhaps, but if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating.
Gah! No. Gah!
Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Good job, Edgeworth.
It's over.
Objection!
What the? That was a pretty rad objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery. But I have a legit objection because this isn't over. There's something that still doesn't make sense. Our man here is a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those there bracelet doohickeys on.
That's true! So how could he have left his workshop in the first place? His bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he tried.
Right. We don't have a good explanation for that yet. Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. You should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big, round lifesaver it is.
In what way?
As in, it's the best hope our wig-flinging friend here has for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene with a bracelet on. If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder what might be, The sound of silence. I suppose Mr. Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday, too.
Whoa! You sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender.
The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It was part of the attorney's code he lived by. So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet, Oh, well, to tell you the truth, it's broken. Broken?
What?
I fell over a little while back, you see, and I hit it on the floor. After that, I didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but, well, it's awfully convenient. I see, so your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem.
Yeah, exactly. Then you could just break it at any time.
You there! May we have a moment, please? Aren't you just the cutest? Mew! I mean, how can I help you, sir?
Wow.
This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What, really? That's not good. I'll get someone to replace it right away. Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being. Mr. Sod's bracelet broken in the court record. Of course, sir. I trust you'll take good care of it. But I wanted to play with the little kitty. Sweet, bracelet sorted. Now to turn our murderer in, yeah? What? No! I didn't kill anybody! Whoa there, Palio! You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission there, partner. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everybody else was busy watching the show, No, I found the body, that's all, I promise. And when an enormous dog still had his mouth wrapped around that poor man's neck. Oh, I only went into the workshop after the beast had left. And why did you go in? Well, oh, fine. I wanted to go through his pockets, okay? Ah, he was going to rob the corpse. That explains why he remembers Knight's ring in so much detail.
Like, why are we looking for that thing? I'm a great thief. I never stoop so low as to steal from,
Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I had entered the room, and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs after. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop, and started my fake screaming. And dropped the glove in your haste, huh? Rubber glove data updated in the organizer. But why is that blood on it?
Exactly.
What you doing, little one?
Just taking Advil because I'm in pain.
How many Advil did you take?
I just took 2.
Okay.
And then I took 1 thing of cranberry stuff.
You're gonna need to get medicine, honey. This is gonna be very bad. And the longer you waited, the more pain you were in. I guess this all just hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Miles? Other than whether Mr. Salt is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The quest of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center. Woo-wee! Yeah, that one's a doozy. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Salt's testimony. Do you need to go check something? That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Salt. Yes? What is it? Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show? Well, no. There was one other who didn't. Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show, even if he wanted to? Yes. How did you... I knew it. I had my suspicions when we first ran into the black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but... Where's this prisoner's cell? You're going to see him?
Who are we talking about here?
Him! He's not like the other prisoners you know. He's special. Gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is, if you value your life, you'll stay away from him.
What? Will you please stop trying to scare us all the time? Stop trying to scare us!
Ah, the big cheese, huh? Well, I, for one, definitely value my life, so that sucks. They keep him in maximum security. Which is over there.
The bunny rabbit?
Maximum security, well, certainly one way of treating someone differently. Building layout data updated in the organizer.
Alright! Quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already!
Let's say he's a highly skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better than anyone, in fact. And, that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much. Well, Miles, see, anything you care to share? Or are you gonna leave Kay and I here in the dark, too? The mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there, too.
I'll be right back. No, I'll be right back down.
Rubber gloves. 54. Maximum security. Okay. Alright, let's go. March 28, 12:41 p.m. Prison maximum security.
Whoa, it's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing.
But didn't you say that the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something of that line?
even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight. One also soars to shine the light of righteousness on world's blight or something. That one is me, for I am the great thief Yargosra too.
Whoa, you're one powerful performer.
Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. I'm human, not a three-legged raven. Eek!
Whoa, 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 whoa! It's Cujo! Miles Edgeworth. That voice, I knew it. It's been far too long. You remember me, huh? Kick. Could hardly forget, how could I, after all? You are the one who put me away.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you talking to that dog?
Yeah, or is there someone else in there? Still can't see a dang thing. Oh, but I'm forgetting myself. Forgive me. I do not receive very many visitors. I don't know who this is. One moment, I shall turn on the lights. Wait, who is this guy? You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in jail? Very well. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am... Body Karma? Booty Harm... I don't know who this guy is. I'm Canis. As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. Was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as a blind butcher. You might want to put something on the couch.
Why is it, there's problems? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Sorry guys, I was talking to Amber about something. His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsome sharp knife. His appearance is always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you've come to see me? I don't remember this guy.
Dr. X?
Not Dr. We did that on purpose.
Professor X?
No.
Professor Xavier. I don't remember this guy either.
What game was he from? I don't remember what game he's from. Oh well. You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair already. Then I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another. Oh, good boy. Suspicion of murder.
Oh wow, look at the dog! That's his help dog! That's his comfort dog! That's his assisting people.
No, he murders people with that dog.
But that's not what the dog is supposed to do. It's supposed to be his rehabilitation dog. Oh my gosh, he sends the dog out to kill people? Oh my gosh, this is getting very dark. Hounds of the Baskervilles.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh my god.
Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with its mouth around the victim's throat.
Oh man.
Your witness is mistaken. Helmut is a gentle soul. He is my eyes, nothing more. It is absurd to think that he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? Yes, it is. You're a good boy, aren't you?
Helmut is more than a mere seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade.
This witness of yours, he is trustworthy, I assume?
Sort is anything but trustworthy, and he's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach.
Ah, no then. I thought as much. Yes, I did, Helmut, yes.
Wow.
It figures that he already knew who our witness is. What were you doing between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Canis?
During the show, you mean? I was here. Ensconced in these humble surroundings. I have developed a passion for wood carving, you see, an obsession. Even I was engrossed in it all morning.
Right.
How can you do it when you can't see?
Wood carving?
And you have permission to engage in such a hobby. I can't believe someone would actually let you.
Yeah, they gave him all those, like, knives. Those are, like, sharp objects.
The warden and I have an understanding.
You could kill someone with that.
An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed to have, let alone 5 chisels. They're nothing but lethal weapons in his hands.
I was carving Brutus pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane.
Whoa, that must have taken forever.
Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus is now shifted to pieces such as these.
I didn't know you played chess.
You play too, do you not, Prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary. I only began after my arrival here, I'm afraid.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Sienna, how does he have a chess set if he's blind? How could he really see the pieces very well?
What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads?
Yeah, I've never seen that piece on a chessboard before.
Ah, yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. Chess is, after all, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, and castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. I've always thought it strange that such a game has no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could an army call upon? Still, it is simply a piece I made for fun. Fear not, I play by the regular rules and with the regular pieces.
I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison, though.
Oh, I have my correspondence.
Correspondent chess, then? Sharing moves by post?
Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course. Although I have yet to receive the details for my current opponent's next move.
Dog chess piece? Okay.
But he said he plays with the regular pieces, but he added a dog.
Correspondent chess means he talks to somebody, they say, move him here, and then he moves the pieces.
Yeah, like they'll be like X4 to 3B.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sounds like his current opponent isn't a resident here. The victim. I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis?
His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor unfortunate soul.
You keep your ear to the ground, I see.
My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why am I not surprised that he's plugged into the prison's information network?
But perhaps he was not so unfortunate after all.
What do you mean?
Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one, a crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president, that is no small matter. Attempted assassination.
Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight?
Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader and that there was no attempt on the president's life. Could it be? They're attempting to cover up President Wang's fake assassination scheme? Whoa, 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 whoa there, cowboy. You're saying the Bronster didn't actually have a pop at the Prez? I was hired to defend him on the charge of attempted murder.
You mean? You don't know what really happened? So what, they just blamed the whole assassination thing on Mr. Knight?
It would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Deanna.
Of course! They took you off of the case. They took you off the case to try to keep you away.
I know this is a fictional game, but if you went to prison, Luke, would you try to bring your cats? I don't think they let you bring... The only way that he has his dog is he's blind. It's a seeing eye dog. He's allowed, even as someone who's disabled, you know, he's allowed certain freedoms, apparently. I don't know why he is, but I've heard cases of prisoners being allowed, like, comfort pets. It depends on the type of jail. If it's a federal prison, you're not really allowed animals, no. What you see in Blackgate and some of these other things, it's fictional where prisoners are able to get, like, burner phones and all this other stuff. Like, real prisons are a lot stricter with things than, you know, people like to fantasize about. It's very hard to get contraband in prison. It does happen, but not to the extent that people think it does. And I have a correctional officer who's in my family, so I would know. He works at a prison in upstate New York. He's a prison guard. Anyway, Kay, you're up. Okay.
Of course! They took you off the case to try and keep you away!
And swapped in that Wiener kid to push you, or Wiener, whatever his name is. I think it's Wiener. Swapped in that Wiener kid to push through an attempted murder charge.
Oh, sorry. In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth.
So they really were trying to frame him. Interesting. According to the guards, this night, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent that he had attempted no assassination. Which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial. I'm no expert in legal matters, mind you, but allow me to say this one thing, I know for certain that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. An uncomfortable fact, but fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmut, yes, good puppy. The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Edgeworth. No bastion of truth, eh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors. No. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors, too, are you? Fueled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that the courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. I never was able to fully dispel his mistrust of prosecutors. Even Helmut understands, don't you, Helmut? Yes, you do. The truth revealed in court of your deductions. It is dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I am not bitter. You are not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicions in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. They even dragged the warden along, her distaste for me lingering and spoken in the air.
Not those two again!
Prosecutor Wiener and Judge Gavel. They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but they left empty-handed. They were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. But I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it that they searched every cell in the prison and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed.
Prison search. Yeah, well, that posed more questions than it answered. What do we do now, Edgeworth? You're supposed to be the attorney. I'm just the assistant. You know what? Saward's testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need more proper evidence if I want to take Canis on.
Well, I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day, sir. Helmut will show you out. Good boy, Helmut. Go on now. Get out.
Yee! He's not showing us out permanently, right?
Let's get out of here! Come on! Ah!
Until next time, Mr. Canis.
It does pain me that our brief time must end just as we were becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth.
Down, Cujo, I'm leaving. March 28th, 1:12 p.m. Prison corridor. Kay is hiding on the
They
rock.
should not give murderers animals, because I feel like you could train an animal to kill people.
I mean, he just said he used that dog to kill people, so why in the world was that dog, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I would love to have my cats in prison with me. It would make me feel less lonely. But, like, would they allow me to have a litter box in my prison cell? Because... I don't know. That would be... I don't even know if they would allow me, because my cats would need... Unless they... I don't know. If it was a dog, they could take the dog out once a day to, you know, go outside. I don't know. But yeah, I could have, like, a little bed. If they allowed me to have, like, a tiny little litter box and a bed in my cell, I would be fine with having my cat in there.
His name is Helmet Anubis? Okay.
Thank you for the super chat, William Rivera. William says,
Have you heard the rumor about Batman being added to the Suicide Squad and an Arkham remake? I mean, there's rumors of an Arkham remake, but if they do that, that's going to make people very upset, because people want them to continue to build on the stories of Arkham Batman without going back and redoing stuff that Kevin Conroy did. Like, they have a huge opportunity to fill in the gaps for, like, so many different stuff. And if they go and they start doing remakes now, like, the Arkham fandom's going to get real mad at them. I mean, it's true that they're going to be working on new Batman games, but it would be a very bad idea to remake Arkham Asylum City or Night. It wouldn't be...
Also, it'd be like
be
a
good.
rate... Because Kevin Conroy died, I think, like, people would find it very offensive.
I think they should continue the Arkham franchise, but I think they should make new stories set in the past, after Arkham Shadow. That's my 2 cents. Now to gather evidence I need to bolster my case. It's Kay again.
Oh, it's me! Hey, Mr. Edgeworth!
What? Where are you? That's the best hiding spot she could find? It's alright, Kay. You can come down now. The dog is gone. Where's Fender?
He ran off somewhere. I have no idea he could move that fast.
Fender.
So, what do we do now?
You and I will continue the investigation, and I know just where to start. By solving that one particular mystery that's been dogging us this whole time. Ha!
Dogging us.
Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops, but he was presumably being detained in one of the detention areas, holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors? Let's start by investigating the holding cells.
And Mr. Mr. Knight's room, right? But what about Mr. Fender?
I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready. The coward is off running for his life at the moment.
But sure, he is kind of our boss, isn't he? Oh, well.
Alright, so holding cells.
Do you think they would do a good job outside of the crew of Arkham Shadows? Says William Rivera.
Probably not.
Outside of the crew that did Shadows? I don't know. I mean, if they could find another crew that's also good. I mean, there has to be some good game developers left in the world. Luke thinks they should have Avalanche do it.
Avalanche could do it. You have to understand
The
that...
people who made Disney Infinity and they made Hogwarts Legacy, they were very true to the Hogwarts thing.
The one thing that you have to be very mindful of is you have to hire the right writer. You can't hire somebody who is into identity politics and like pushing their ideology because the game is going to suck. That's exactly what happened with the Suicide Squad story. Is they overly focused on nonsense and they didn't focus on the characters' depths and their stories at all. They didn't even continue their stories from the past. What Arkham Shadow did is Arkham Shadow wrote a fantastic story that is set in the Arkham universe, and it feels like a game that was written from 2013 or 2011. It's a very well-handled written game. It's a better written game than Arkham VR as well, and Arkham Blackgate. So you have to find a studio that can basically utilize those types of steps, because if you go into the whole activist territory, which in the game industry we have two problems right now. We have games that are made for regular gamers, and then we have games that are made with activists in mind. Every activist game that released this year has failed. And it's been a huge mandate to the gaming industry. We don't want this. So Warner Brothers is in a very precarious spot right now. If they go and they make an Arkham game that is very similar in narrative to Suicide Squad, they're going to go bankrupt. The game industry for Warner Brothers is going to be crippled badly. Harry Potter will not be able to save them, because what's going to happen is if they release a terrible Arkham game after proving that Arkham Shadow can do well and be a well-written Batman game in this day and age, which this day and age is been a very terrible 4 years of gaming, for Western studios. It was very bad. So if you can find somebody who has the talent and the ability to do something very well with either a remake, I hope they don't do that, or a continuation of the Arkham universe, you'll be fine. But you have to invest in a studio like Camouflage that puts the characters first and doesn't push things at all. That's your main goal. If you work with somebody like Sweet Baby, or you do anything with any of these weird studios that are known for making trashy games, then the Arkham franchise is doomed.
I mean, I really liked how, one of my favorite things with Arkham Shadow so far is that they make Harley very pretty and feminine, and, the problem with Harley in the Suicide Squad is not only was she not pretty or feminine, but also she mocked the last Harley. She was like, oh, who would wear this outfit? So I really didn't like that. I mean, I'm glad that they allow Harley to be pretty again. And
Suicide Squad is a game that mocks what Arkham was about. Everything about it, activists tear down because they don't like it. So you need to have the reason why Camouflage was so successful is, again, these are people that are fans of the Arkham franchise going back to its inception in 2009. They grew up playing Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins. So they have a very unique perspective, and they want to make something that not only is cool for fans, but they want to make something that is worthy of the Arkham name. So
there are
that's what they did.
Studios out there that are good though. There are even game studios that are made of what about if they had I thought the people who originally made Arkham made their own game studio.
Yeah, nobody knows what happened to them, but we have to continue the story.
The people who made the Funko Pops, they could do it, a good Arkham game. Funko Pop people, the people who made that Funko Pop game, those are made out of older developers.
Kind of, but I don't think those guys would be good. And also the people who are making the next Harry Potter game is Avalanche, so they're going to be tied up. They're going to be busy. The victim's cell is just over there.
Oh, lead the way, Mr. Edgeworth.
So we get to explore the cell now. Your life, your choice. I was just about had it. Who said that?
What?
Who's there? Oh, it's her.
Oh.
The warden. She must have come from the corridor marked no entry. He's still not talking, ma'am. Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct.
Yeah, you're right, William. It was a vicious attack on Batman and superheroes in general. Definitely, William.
Yeah, it was done in
Suicide
poor
Squad.
taste. Yep.
Yeah. No, I've tried so many times. I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report.
I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack. A killer for hire?
Oh? Oh!
I couldn't help overhearing, Warden, but were you talking about Canis?
My, you were listening. Oh, gosh of you. A girl's privacy is her armor, you know.
Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself?
Oh, it's not him, darling. I'm trying to have the occasion tete-a-tete with everyone you see. What it means to be a member of the family in this little home of ours. There isn't a person who hasn't made a pilgrimage to my office at least once.
Your office?
How sweet! He's angling for an invite. Well, I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. Why would you be bringing prisoners into your office? It's down this corridor here, darling. But FYI, I don't just let anyone wander in willy-nilly. Seems like you do, though.
Okay. Let's see. That would put it right around here.
Oh, it's a wonderful room. If I do say so myself, all my guests rave about it. And who wouldn't want to view my fabulous garden and the yard? Oh la la! The yard? If it's anything like the rest of the place, it's probably full of adorable animals, right? Can I see?
Building layout data updated to my organizer.
Why would you bring a prisoner one-on-one with you in your office? You could completely get attacked. And also, what in the world are you doing? Oh, darling, it's so sweet of you to take interest. I'm afraid that's just not possible. Why not? Because you're not a member of our home. If you want to see it that badly, you just have to get convicted for something unspeakable.
That's a rather steep price to pay.
Oh, but just listen to me, chattering away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Ali's lunchy brunch. The poor dear will be dying.
Ally?
Oh, the sweetest little dear in all the world. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you know how it is. Now to the yard with me. Ciao now, darlings. Why is the fox moving?
Because it's a pet. I wanted to ask her more about Canis, but she dominated that conversation from start to finish. Let's go investigate the victim's shall we?
That's what happens with eccentric people. They take over everything.
Oh, this was his cell. He had probably a nice place in here.
If you want to be in control, act crazy.
He already has a bigger cell than most prisoners in Blackgate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Night cell. 123. Night cell.
What about the people who made Rogue Squadron? They're not doing anything at the moment.
People who made Rogue Squadron have been out of business for almost 15 years.
They should
They're
hire them to be Arkham people.
No. You can, like, as long as you have a good writer and a good narrative person, you're fine. But if you hire a wacko, then that's it. It's that simple. It's make or break. It all depends on the writer. We were blessed with a good writer for Arkham Shadow. They did a fantastic job. The team did a good job with continuity as best they could, as well as, furthering the story.
I mean, that shows with, like, Gotham Knights, though, because Gotham Knights, like, the costumes were really well done. The city looked decent. The gameplay was decent. Not perfect, but decent. It's like you had 4 characters. That could have been a really great game if the writing had been better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it wasn't. The
No.
writing was bad, so they ruined the game. It could have been very good if they had written it better.
So this is Knight's cell.
When do you think he was brought in, Mr. Edgeworth?
It would had to have been the evening of the 25th, just after the events at the lake. And then at some point he wound up in the prison proper. But how? There must be some evidence here that will point us in the right direction.
All right, let's get looking, Mr. Edgeworth.
Begin investigation of the cell. Okay. Alright.
Yay!
How many days was he in here?
It's a very nice cell. Talk about special treatment, says Jessica.
Yeah, really.
I like your voice acting. Thank you, Eon Drive
Thank you.
Productions.
Reflected in this mirror is...
A security camera! A great thief's greatest enemy! Nothing about this place is very thief-friendly, if I'm being honest.
I think it might be entirely deliberate, Kay. You are in a prison. God! I'd like you to retrieve the footage from the security camera and review it carefully as you can. If you see anything out of the ordinary, inform me immediately. Yes, sir! Good. That'll probably become useful later on. Alright. So... what is this? Interesting. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. These books.
Wow, that's a lot of books. Let's take a look. You'll Laugh Tomorrow, an anthology. Understanding Animal Emotions. Life as a Pet Stylist. Maybe there was more to Mr. Knight than met the eye.
You mean meets the eye. Sadly, I don't think these were his. They were likely specially selected and placed here for the detainees, with the hope that they would want to better themselves during their time here. Interesting. A Second Chance at Life, interviews with a former prisoner. These books appear to have been written by current model prisoners and former inmates.
Oh, I like the look of this one. 200 Days to Freedom, an escape story. And this one too, Making Money While Serving Time.
This facility may have more deeply rooted problems than I thought. There's a paper here.
Hey, look at this weird piece of paper, Mr. Edgeworth.
There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Okay. Whoa.
Next to Bishop.
Crossword? Oh, wait. Oh, maybe this person is the one who was doing it.
Knight was the one who was playing chess with Canis.
Maybe he got angry at him because he was winning at chess, so he killed him.
Wow.
I mean, they're prisoners.
Could this be related to the evidence somehow? I believe so. This chess game, I've seen it before.
Enough of the chess chat, Mr. Edgeworth. We're supposed to be investigating here. Focus!
I am investigating. This particular bit of chess chat could prove to be vital now.
Oh,
Take a look at this. Can you tell me what it is?
as the chess said, we saw Mr. Canis' cell. But I don't really know what the rules of chess are, so...
The rules of the game are not important here.
Oh.
What is important are the positions of the pieces.
Oh.
Compare the ones in Mr. Canis' cell with these. Do you notice anything?
I don't know which piece is which or anything, but if you turn the diagram like this, there are pieces in the same squares as on the sheet of paper.
Indeed. There's no dog on the diagram, but that's to be expected. Apart from that, however, the positions of the pieces are identical.
And what does that tell us, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, I have my correspondence. As unlikely as it may seem, Mr. Canis' chess opponent was Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight? Wow!
Precisely. This could just be the proof we need to show that Mr. Canis had a connection to the victim.
Whoa!
Chess diagram jotted down in the court organizer. Okay.
Well, hope you're having a great evening, too. Thank you so much, Dulcinar.
Ah, Link, I knew you were there. Hello. I'm coming. Be careful where you step. Okay, easy.
Yep, great to see everyone. Hi, great to see everybody. Hi, Shadow Trooper. Hi, Uno Battle Cry. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Emmy. Hi, Batman01. Hi, Miss Deanna. Hi, William Rivera. Hi, Princess Emmy. Hi, Dozen R. And thank you for the super chats, William and Miss Deanna and everyone. I really appreciate that. Guys and gals, thank you for your help.
Alright, guys. Wild Link has appeared. Ow. He's stepping all over us. He's sniffing Amber pretty hard.
Hope you're having a good night, too. Thank you, Dozen R.
Link, you're not a dog. Stop sniffing Amber. It's weird. What is this?
What's the menu doing here, Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems that those held in detention center are able to choose what they'd like to eat each day.
Whoa.
If they can afford it, that is.
Money makes the world go round, I guess. But doesn't that make life super easy for rich detainees, then?
Well, Kay, bear in mind that the people held in these cells haven't been found guilty yet. Some of them don't deserve to be punished. Quite a few of them, in fact.
So you're saying it's fine that people with money don't have as hard a time as everybody else?
How did I wind up defending the practices of the detention system?
Whoops.
Yeah, no.
Actually, I mean...
The bowl is nice and spotless, and there are no signs that the toilet paper has been used. Everything seems to be in order with this toilet here.
What? Are you serious?
Why? What's wrong?
There's no door! There's not even a curtain! Whoever designed this place should have thought of a little more about the people who have to live here!
I think there might be a reason behind the open plan layout. It is a prison. He has a, there's a little bit of privacy.
Hey, they're in prison. That's the whole point.
Right.
They committed an extremely violent crime. Like, you can't have the same freedoms as other people that haven't murdered somebody.
Yeah. The standard bar window, no signs of having it been tampered with. I don't think there's any chance our killer escaped through here.
Ha! Must remember to bring something to saw through iron bars with!
Hey, you idiot.
As they fail to prepare to fail. Glad I got the chance to scope this place out. Ha ha!
Okay, we're investigating a crime scene, not preparing for your eventual escape.
Oh.
Yes, that's terrible. Whoops.
Well, actually, never mind.
I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. There looks like there was blood on the floor.
Oh, yeah, it does look like a stain. Actually, just for devil's advocate, if you were in that prison cell, I doubt the guards would just be staring at you as you try to use the bathroom. I mean, I don't think they would be.
It's an open floor. You even saw the toilets in Blackgate. There's nothing covering the stalls. They're just toilets lined in a row.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So then, that's an incentive not to go to prison.
There you go. Yes.
Maybe they should have thought about that before murdering someone.
Or stealing, or whatever. Examine. There's something different about this spot here.
This part of the floor is weirdly clean. Did someone wipe it down or something?
Why would somebody only do the part next to the bed, though? Because it's blood. Even I can tell that was blood.
Maybe they were cleaning something up.
This must be Knight's suit jacket.
So I've been doing some research of my own.
Oh, and what have you discovered?
I've discovered that guys who look good in suits tend to be popular with the ladies. But don't worry, guys with frilly neck ruffles are next on my research list, Mr. Edgeworth.
Please stop.
What? Stop what? Hey, look! This newspaper's got a chunk of it missing.
You're right. A few of its pages have been roughly torn out.
Hmm.
But why?
Maybe Mr. Knight wanted to clean his cell, but didn't have a cleaning cloth.
It's not a totally implausible theory, I suppose, but who would try to clean their cell?
Maybe someone who got... Luke, if I have more coffee, it's gonna cause me to be more sick.
We're doing Batman next. This bed doesn't look very comfortable, but that pillow cover is very clean, spotless in fact.
I bet this is the kind of bed Gummy sleeps in. I can just picture it, can't you?
No, I sense he's more of a mattress on the floor type.
Honey, I can make it, maybe.
So we examined everything in the cell. Do you need a tissue or something?
No, I'm just chewing on my fingernail.
Okay. It looks like we examined everything in here, so I think that's it. I don't think anything else that would be... They're not going to tell us what that stain is. They're not letting us leave either.
There's a saying for criminals: if you do the crime, you do the time, says Jessica.
True.
Yeah, it's like people should have thought about what they did before they went in there.
It's not letting me leave, so I must have missed something.
I mean, I understand some of these people are being held in jail until they get convicted. So innocent to proven guilty.
I don't believe there's any more to be found here.
Look, I mean, it's just this one game makes me a little bit tired. But after this, when I'm doing Mario, I'll probably be super perky.
I don't think we're gonna have time to do Mario. We're gonna have to do Batman after.
Hey, look at this weird piece of paper!
There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look. I've already done this. The grid appears to be a chess diagram. The victims, I suppose.
Oh, what's a chess diagram?
A visual representation of a game of chess, and how the locations of all pieces are marked. This seems to be closely fought contest, but perhaps, if this pawn were... No, wait.
Oh. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, there's no time to be playing games!
Yes, I suppose you're right. This isn't the first time I've seen this configuration of pieces. It was from a different perspective, but it was definitely the same game. Perhaps it would be wise to take another look at the evidence in my possession.
I think you need to use your logic mode.
All right, that's what happens when you get stuck. You use logic.
Yeah, I think we need to try that.
Okay.
Yeah, you have two pieces of evidence you can connect, Luke. We might as well see if they go together, I guess.
Yep.
Kind of neat. They have all the puzzle pieces in the background.
137. What do they call this?
I haven't done a puzzle in forever.
What is this stuff called? Logic thing?
Yeah, you're in logic mode. There's two different modes. There's like examination mode and logic mode, I think.
What are you doing, Linky? Big guy. Stretch out. There you go, big boy.
Good boy. Alright, torn newspaper and wiped floor. I don't see how
Yay!
either of those are connected, but okay.
Torn newspaper and white floor. Let's go.
This part of the floor has been wiped clean.
Maybe he spilled some grape juice?
Who knows, but we can certainly imagine that he used to do the wiping. The torn out pages of that newspaper.
Why wouldn't he just ask a guard for a cloth or something? Because it wasn't...
Perhaps he didn't want anyone to see what he was wiping up.
I wonder what it could have been.
Signs of the floor in the victim's detention center cell was wiped clean. Investigation complete. We can leave now, finally.
Whoa!
Huh? I think we've exhausted this cell. We've made significant progress by establishing a connection between Mr. Kans and the victim. This is bad, sir. Is that the guard? The security footage came back, sir. I watched it, and... What is it? Can you show it to us? Yes, sir. I have a small playback monitor with me, conveniently. Then what are you waiting for? Let us see it.
Oh my gosh, it's just the dog.
What was that? You think the dog was in the cell?
that black thing! It's that dog, right?
Until now, our assumption was that the crime had taken place inside the prison proper. But it seems that the assumption may have been wrong. A knight had actually been attacked in this location. In his own prison cell.
Yeah.
Which one is his holding cell? Oh, one of them.
Take that!
Right here in the detention center. And the perpetrator was indeed Mr. Khan's dog. This is just the evidence we need. Security camera footage jotted down in my organizer. And if this is where Knight was actually murdered, then one of the pieces of evidence we found here in this cell takes on a whole new meaning. If Knight's cell was the crime scene, which piece of evidence takes on new significance? The letter he got. The chess diagram, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this piece of evidence now means,
What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? You're very quiet all of a sudden.
No, I'm fine, Kay. Actually, I'm overthinking this. If Knight was in fact killed here in his cell, then one of the pieces of evidence we found here takes on a whole new meaning. If Knight's cell was the crime scene, which piece of evidence takes on a whole new significance? I don't know, actually. The prison search, prison roll call, security footage.
Oh, the piece of evidence that would be more significant now is the wiped floor, I think, because then we know something weird happened on the floor if someone was killed in here.
Oh.
I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong. But it is more significant now. Before it could have been grape juice, and now it might have actually been blood. I don't know. This is my opinion.
Hey guy, you're gonna fall down. You need to give yourself more room. I don't want you to fall down. It's a very small couch. Okay, so we'll present floor.
Okay.
Take that!
The floor of Knight's cell was wiped clean, presumably to remove something of value. Could that something have been his blood? Thank you, officer. Would you mind doing me more favors? Name it, sir. There's a detective by the name of Gumshoe somewhere in this facility. I need you to give him a message. Tell him to have this cell tested for traces of blood, and report the results to Edgeworth. You got it, sir. There's a cover-up going on here.
Yeah, this is very strange. Now we can really go after that Canis guy. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, not yet. We still don't know how Knight and the dog moved between his cell and the prison proper.
Right. So that's what we need to figure out next. What's the play, Coach? Where are we off to, Mr. Edgeworth?
I suspect one of the guards might know something. We should ask those posted nearby and see what they have to tell us.
Okay.
What is it, little furball? Detention lobby. Detention hall. Detention hall. Hello, kitty.
I think so.
Okay, detention hall. Alright, I'll move so you can move. Here. Right, see? Better. You have weird misshapen arms.
Hey.
Alright.
March 28, 2:15 p.m. Detention Center Corridor. Okay, time to get asking. Huh? Oh,
Oh,
no.
Thanks for the tour. Later.
Not this guy, please. Oh my gosh. What is happening with him? This outfit is outrageous.
Well, Mr. Prosecutor and his little friend. I didn't expect to run into you here. Must be my lucky day.
Ah, yes, this Agent Shillong Lang of Interpool. He was in charge of a case I worked on 2 weeks back. I thought he had gone home, but after that, well, here he is.
How can he even wear that as part of his uniform?
You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang?
You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though.
Ha! First a black hound, now a wolf wearing all black. Hey, were you all alone today, Mr. Lang? I mean, Agent Lang?
That's true. He usually is accompanied by an army of police officers.
I hear you were at it again a couple days back. Sticking your nose into things, Edgeworth.
A couple of days back. Ah, he must mean the incident to the president of Zhangfa. Actually, I had thought you might be there as well, heading up the security detail.
Ha! Our president doesn't have much faith in the efficiency of his own country's police force. Maybe now he'll think twice before using contractors again. Amateurs.
Agent Lang doesn't have much faith in prosecutors or the courts to do their first job, which is why he's so meticulous about investigating with his hand-picked cream of the crop officers. Indeed, no doubt things would have turned out differently had you and your men been in charge.
My men, huh? Yeah, those guys aren't around anymore.
What? Why are they not?
It's funny, isn't it? I'm a real lone wolf now.
Okay.
What are you saying, Agent Lang? What on earth happened?
I told you, it doesn't concern you. See you around, Mr. Prosecutor.
Why didn't you explain what happened? It's kind of weird. Wow! He seemed kind of not okay.
Yes, and I would very much like to know why, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. Perhaps he'll show up later in the game. We'll worry about Agent Lang later. We have an investigation to conduct.
Alright! Let's start by talking to all these guards!
Think you want to talk to all these guards? He's like, yes.
Maybe Agent Lang was sad because his assistant ended up being a murderer.
Probably got demoted or something.
Your life, your choice, it says, as a poster on the wall.
I mean, it's true, but you have to choose those choices wisely.
What is it?
Oh man, I'm in so much trouble. What is the matter? You seem perturbed. Whatever.
Perturbed?
Well, you see, one of my uniforms is missing. I could have sworn it was right here in my locker.
Oh, did it grow a pair of legs and run off somewhere?
Where in the world did that idea spring from, Kay?
Anyway, I hope you track it down soon. I'll be rooting for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Missing guard uniform jotted down in my organizer.
I'm driving Luke nuts because
I'm not wearing the VR machine right now, and I don't know if I can today. If you're bouncing all over the place, I'll throw up on the couch.
Well, it's because my legs are feeling very restless today.
I know, so we can't do VR today.
I don't know, Luke.
Honey, I'm not getting that badly motion sick with you, like turning the couch into an ocean.
Motion sick.
If you're bouncing up and down and not sitting still while I'm like in a VR setting, yes, I will.
Maybe if I put my legs in warm water for a little bit, they'll calm down. Sometimes they just feel weird.
I was wondering, have you seen an enormous black dog wandering around here recently? The thing is, no way. If I had to, I'd, well, let's say it'd be a lot more nervous about standing, here.
Oh! So, did you and this dog have some kind of history or something?
Now, Kay, you should know how to... Well, jeez. Now, Kay, you should know when to let sleeping dogs lie. By the sound of it, Canis' dog hasn't been spotted on the side of those heavy security doors. Hey! Are those my faithful assistants I see before me? Ah, you're back. Fender, and where exactly have you been? Where have I been? I've been looking for you two. Been searching high and low, I promise. Wandering lonely through the prison halls. It was terrible, I tell you. Looking over my shoulder for that killer dog.
For the prison's over there on the other side of the facility, boss. I mean, but the prison is over there on the other side of the facility, boss.
Yeah, well, so listen. I just got the lowdown on some seriously dynamite material. You want to hear it? Right? Seamless. I was chatting with a few guards and they told me something tres interesant or whatever. Turns out the Bronxster had himself a little incident 2 days ago. Per mortem, if you catch my drift. An incident? Simon told me, or Simone, or whatever, Simon?
Simeon.
Monkey Boy told me he came to visit his pal, right? Well, it happened right after they wrapped up, when Bronco was being escorted back to his cell.
You can call him Simon, though.
Whatever. It was just one guard, and he was handcuffed, obviously. They made it back, and the guard was taking off his stuff, and the Bronxster clobbered him. Knocked the poor guy out cold. Sounds like it might have been the prelude to a jailbreak. Because when the other guards showed up, they couldn't find their comrade's keys. Were there any rumblings about Knight attempting an escape? That's the bit that fries the old noggin. There were none. He just sat in his cell and then turned up dead. What's more, he swore right to the end that he never stole the keys. He turned his cell inside out, but no dice. The god who was struck, what did he have to say? Nothing, poor guy was still out when they took him to the hospital. Word is, he's still there. So there's nobody around to tell us what really happened. Mr. Knight's cell key data jotted down in the organizer. What the? It's you losers! Oh, that's all we needed.
Oh no, not this guy.
It has to. Yep, it's him.
You know what? He reminds me of Mordred. Mordred from the, yeah.
Oh, it's you still hanging around like a bad smell.
Yep.
Wow, Eustace.
Hey there, little buddy. Listen, Miles here's working for me now as an associate.
Nonsense! You're just here to cause trouble and turn my investigation into a fart.
Eustace means farce, of course. A simple slip of the tongue.
It seemed like a reasonably apt choice of words to me. Judge Gavel, great to see you again.
I know who you are. You are Simeon Saint's attorney.
Guilty as charged, ma'am. Now, we've broken the ice. How about a friendly... Oh, no. Or not. I'm totally cool either way.
Now, did I hear you correctly? That Mr. Edgeworth has joined the defense team? Yep, and me too. We're officially employees of Edgeworth and Company. But a prosecutor is a public servant. You would draw your sword on the goddess to work for personal gain?
It is not a problem if I'm not getting paid, though, correct? Exactly what he said. Miles here's just a volunteer. We're all about pro bono stuff over at Edgeworth and Company.
How wonderful. So you all work without reward? The goddess would surely approve.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a regular philanthropist.
What? You're working for nothing?
Judge Gavel, I was hoping to ask about the grounds for Simeon Saint's arrest.
That information is on a needed...
Is that a challenge I hear?
No, I was just asking the Judge Gavel.
I'm always ready for a little verbal combat to show you what it takes to be a real winner.
How is that a verbal combat if you won't let me speak? Still, this could prove useful.
Oh my gosh.
Fine, we'll do as you suggest. Now, if you would begin by telling us why Mr. Saint was arrested.
What? There will be no need for that.
Not now, Gavel. Watch and wonder. As I put this pathetic prosecutor in his place, he's going to run things around me. Wait, he's going to run rings around me.
Wow.
I think you meant to say that you would be the one running rings around me.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
I will, so badly that your ears will be ringing. Prepare to be humbled, Miles Edgeworth.
He does remind me of Mordred from the Justice League.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, you did a great voice for him. You sound just like Mordred. You're very good at mimicking voices, Luke.
Reason for arrest.
What?
Reason for arrest. I'm writing the time code.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't see VR happening. And also, what's his name said he wants me to do vampire whatever, so that'll be the ultimate tonight. So.
What vampire what?
Vampire Survivor is the name of the game.
Oh, I forgot. Oh.
I'll have to purchase it and download it on the PlayStation. It'd be fine.
Oh, okay.
Alright, this is way late.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And we're doing Mario after this?
I'm doing Mario after this.
Oh.
You're not going to be able to handle it.
I could do it. Maybe.
No, you're on your way out. I know you, Amber.
Reason for the arrest. You want to know why I arrested that man, It is simple. Simple. I found evidence. Evidence of him all over that thing. How's that for winningly conclusive proof? And who says the truth first? Why, me, of course. Winner by name. Winner by nature.
Where do I even begin?
Look at you, utterly lost for words in the face of such mastery. I'll take your silence as yet another win. Winning!
Honestly, does he ever shut up? You said that you were the one who arrested Mr. Saint. But do you even have the authority to do so, Mr. Winner?
Well, obviously, it was the police who actually arrested him.
Oh.
But I told them to do it, so I think I can claim the credit, don't you?
Of course, that's what he meant. This is clearly going to take a while. A shame, really. Given that I'm much more interested in what Judge Gavel is silently thinking over there.
She's saying nothing.
Is she like his mom or something?
She looks old enough to be his mom.
You want to know why I arrested that man?
Wow, now we have to...
I'm just checking, but you do know who it was who arrested, correct?
Is this some kind of joke? Of course I know who I arrested. It was... Simeon Saint.
Good to know he remembers that much, at least.
I had a rock-solid grounds for arresting him. First-rate reasons.
Hold it!
Rock solid, you say? I'm impressed.
Hold on. I know what you're doing here. You're trying to butter me up. Well, it might work on chumps you meet in court, but it won't work on me.
The evidence we found is certainly rather dawning for Mr. Saint. All right, I could have said that. Perhaps you should tell Mr. Edgeworth about it, Eustace.
Damning is right, Mother. Gavel. And it was the strength of that evidence that I decided to arrest him. It is simple, simple. I found evidence. Evidence of him all over that thing.
Hold it!
Evidence of him was all over what? Could you be a little bit more specific, Mr. Winner?
Do I really have to spell it out for you, Edgeworth? I'd hoped even you could put two words together, too.
Stop messing around, you ominous... You onus is on you to provide comprehensible testimony.
Come now, Eustace. I am sure Mr. Edgeworth and his friends would be very interested to learn how you cracked the case. They certainly look keen to hear about it.
Fine, if you insist, I will fill in the gaps.
Thank you, Eustace.
That's right, we're not related to be weird. Brace yourselves, because this is going to blow your tiny little minds. I bet you didn't even know, but the victim had, wait for it, a chess set with him. And that chess set was covered in fingerprints of a certain Mr. Simeon Saint.
Praise be to the goddess of justice for the insight she offers. Congratulations once again, Eustace. You are a genius boy, my son. Prosecutor. You would not object to Eustace amending his testimony, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, by all means, please do.
Mr. Saint's fingerprints were right there, all over the victim's chest set.
Hold it!
But you weren't the one who actually found his prints, were you?
Of course not. I'm a prosecutor. I'll leave the dirty work for forensics.
The fingerprints are certainly a problem, but then that chess set was... I should take another look at the evidence.
How's that for some winningly conclusive proof?
Hold it!
Wow.
The only incontrovertible fact is that you don't know how to give a proper testimony.
What are you talking about? It's not my fault if you can't keep up.
Oh, perhaps I could be so bold as to offer some additional details. The only fingerprints found at the scene belong to the guards, the prisoners, the victim, and Mr. Saint. I think you'll agree that Mr. Saint's were the only prints that had no business being there.
Yes, exactly. Now do you get it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I do, but why? I'm not sure about you.
There were other prints belonging to the victim and the guards, so only Mr. Saint's were out of place.
If there were other prints at the crime scene, shouldn't those people be suspects too?
Other people? I don't think so.
And why not?
Had Mr. Saint's prints not been found in the chess set, those others would indeed have been suspects. Yet somehow his prints were there, despite the fact that they had no business being there at all.
Exactly, which means Mr. Saint was, Saint is...
He is neither a prisoner nor a guard. Therefore, he should not have been able to enter the prison. Finding his prints at a place he shouldn't have access to is grounds enough for arrest, too, no?
Yes, what she said. Not bad, Gavel.
You are too kind, my son. Eustace.
And who is the truth? And who saw the truth first? Why, me, of course. Winner by name, winner by nature.
Hold it!
You saw it first, and I suppose you can prove that then.
I made the connection the moment I saw the crime scene, like this. It was lightning fast deduction leap. And more evidence do you need there, Edgeworth?
Well, you haven't given me any evidence at all so far, so...
You still don't get it, do you? Well, don't worry. We all can't be born winners.
I'm not sure I even want to get whatever it is he's talking about. Alright, so we need to present something. Present. 2 hours and 3 minutes. Present chess set. Oops. I didn't want to do that. Well, what was that?
Oh, I kind of agree. Really hard to follow.
You mean vague?
Kind of vague and really hard to follow.
Indeed. Perhaps I better start by teaching him how to properly express himself.
Don't hold back, Mr. Edgeworth. Knock him into shape.
I had a rock-solid grounds for arresting him, I think. Mr. Saint's fingerprints were right there, all over the victim's chest set.
Oh!
There were other prints belonging to the victim and the guards, so only Mr. Saint's were out of place.
They were right there all over the chess set. We have a chess set in our thingy. Let's see. Yeah, I think we should present it, Luke.
Objection!
Oh, you buffoon. So the fingerprints on the chess set are the ace up your sleeve, are they?
The what up my what? Oh, yes, the chess set. Ace up my sleeve, yes. That's right, Edgeworth. I've got a winning hand, as usual.
Only your winning hand is a busted flush, you idiot. For you see, it was Simeon Saint who brought that chess set to the victim in the first place. Therefore, it is only natural that his fingerprints are all over it, you mother's boy.
What? No!
That took a while to sink in now, didn't it? In conclusion, those fingerprints aren't proof of anything, and Mr. Saint's arrest was premature.
Premature?
The incident took place here within the walls of this facility, and being neither guard nor prisoner, it makes very little sense to suspect Mr. Saint.
Oh!
Now what?
I think you might be premature one here, Mr. Edgeworth. And to think you were the one accusing me of being hasty.
Did he only just work out what that word just means now?
Sure, I identified Mr. Saint as a suspect faster than pretty much anybody else. And I won the race when it came to picking out the crucial evidence, too. I'm quick on the draw, you see. But hasty, no, not at all. You're right that Mr. Saint isn't a guard or prisoner here, but he was.
Oh. Eustace!
Judge Cavil again?
But, Gavel, I have him right where I want him.
Now, forgive me, Eustace, but if I may...
Just whoop.
While the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor's son?
Something more impressive?
Yes. Oh, I meant, Gavel. I mean, darn it, Eustace, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Edgeworth. Eustace made an ingenious deduction concerning the murder weapon. He's such a good boy. Perhaps you would like to hear it.
Yes, of course, Gavel. I'll remember. Listen to this, Edgeworth, and prepare to be amazed.
Oh, please stop this.
I'm always proud of you, Eustace.
You're both making me sick. I vomited in my throat. Will this ingenious deduction explain why Mr. Saint was arrested?
Aha! Let's just say you won't be disappointed, probably.
Judge Gavel deliberately diverted the conversation away from my line of questioning. What exactly is she up to? She's protecting her son, most likely. They have to be of some relation.
It feels like he's her son, the way she's talking to him.
Unless she's a cougar and this is a young cub that she's seeing. Those are your only two options. That's how weird it is.
I don't follow you, Luke. Why don't you explain in more detail?
Well, let's see. A cougar is an older lady who has a fascination with younger men.
Oh my gosh! No, please! We don't need to hear about this!
And they do bedtime sparring.
Ah!
You're welcome.
Fact 1. The murder weapon was some sort of metal blade. Fact 2. Potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. From these two facts, I concluded that the weapon in question must have come from the outside. It must have been hidden inside the chess set. That's what I think anyway. And since the only prints we found on the chess set belonged to the victim and the suspect, I'd say it's blindly obvious who brought the weapon in and used it, wouldn't you?
My gosh!
That joke was for the grown-ups. If nothing else, this testimony this time is a little bit more comprehensible than the last. I'm amazed.
Another winning deduction brought to you by me, Winner Eustace, Prosecutor Extraordinaire. I almost said my last name.
More like the winner, useless Prosecutor Extraordinaire, if you ask me.
Instead of Eustace, his name is Useless. But how could anyone even hide a weapon inside that chest set, Mr. Edgeworth?
Good question. Why don't you take a look at this for yourselves?
Inside the chessboard, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Oh. Hey, you okay? You need to keep your head up when you're coughing. When you're coughing, your head needs to be up, not upside down. You're not Spider Cat.
Spider Cat. Spider Cat does whatever a Spider Cat does. Builds a web with the saliva coming out of his tongue, and he makes
When a
sticky web.
kitty coughs like that, he needs to be upright. He had his head over the edge, like...
He takes a cat hair and licks it and makes a weird web out of sticky cat hair.
There's nothing in here but chess pieces.
That is really something annoying.
He seems pretty convinced that the weapon was hidden in here somewhere. I better take a closer look.
These are chess pieces, right, Mr. Edgeworth? I've seen the ones you have in your office. So how come these are black and white?
Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made.
Whoa, as in they're unique and probably valuable? I like the sound of that as a thief.
Yeah, I bet you do. She's got that glint in her eye. She'd better not be planning a robbery.
She's gonna take your chess set. Oh, wow, why?
What? The stiff lining at the top opens like a trap door. I mean, a flap door. What?
Whoa, I've never heard of a flap door before. There's plenty of room in there, huh? You can put all kinds of stuff. Lollipops, extra wrappers,
Okay.
lint, pogs.
Indeed. More than enough to hide something like a small knife.
Oh, a knife.
Ingenious, no. The killer stuck the weapon in by...
What?
Ha!
Huh? Why do you mean, huh? Let me finish, will you?
I fear you're not been listening, Mr. Winner. Or perhaps you've simply forgotten. The detention center... the detention center is The detention center is outfitted with a security gate.
What? I mean, yeah, and what?
Well, the security gate also acts as a metal detector, Eustace. We must pass through another one on the way into the prison itself. Remember, son?
Aha! Yes, that's right. Of course I remember. And stop calling me son.
I mean, lead prosecutor, of course. I'm sorry.
No relation.
He definitely didn't. It would have been impossible to smuggle a metal blade through such gate and into the facility, you goon, which would seem to blow a rather large hole in your reasoning, Mr. Winner.
Overruled.
Here comes Mommy Dearest again.
That gate is only used to scan people. Any item they bring into the facility are only subjected to cursory checks.
Are you telling me that the chess set wasn't put through the metal detector?
It should have been, but alas, it seems the gods have grown a little lax in that regard of late.
Pocket chess set updated in the organizer. Security gates jotted down in the organizer.
Very good. Thank you, Gavel.
It was my pleasure, Eustace. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would be so kind as to begin your cross-examination.
Yeah, notice how she calls him Eustace and not Mr. Winner? She always calls Edgeworth Mr. Edgeworth or Mr. Fender, but she calls Eustace by his first name.
I feel like he is her son.
Probably is her son. It's probably nothing weird. Cross-examination. It's like she's holding a trial.
Well, I hope there's nothing weird.
I mean, it is a Capcom game, but...
What are you saying?
I just said she...
The Capcom has weird stuff in their games?
Sometimes. Cross-examination. It's like she's holding a trial. Well, no matter. Let's see how well this ingenious deduction of Mr. Winner holds up, shall we?
It makes it more fun if it's weird.
Let's go with that.
Let's make it weird.
The whereabouts of the murder weapon. Fact 1. The murder weapon was some sort of metal blade.
Hold it!
A metal blade, you say, and you have any evidence to support this?
Ah, you mean you didn't even look at the victim's injuries? Why am I not surprised? You're third rate! The fatal blow was stab wound to the neck, and it was delivered by a knife-like blade. That much is absolutely beyond doubt.
It appears that they're not yet aware of a certain other piece of information.
Hee. Lost for words, are we? Then I will keep going. My brilliant deductions don't end there, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Potentially, number 2, deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know.
Hold it!
The fact that such objects are strictly controlled doesn't mean they're actually forbidden, you idiot.
Stop calling me names! Well, no, I mean, some of the prisoners used scissors to cut the animal's hair, and...
And that avenue of inquiry was conscientiously pursued, as you no doubt recall, Eustace.
Yes! Oh, only one bladed object had been signed out by a single prisoner at the time of the incident.
Very good.
Thank you. The item was tested for traces of blood, but none were found.
I suppose he's referring to the scissors Mr. Salt was using.
So there's no way the blade in question came from inside the prison.
I'm so proud of you, Eustace.
Yay! From these two facts, I concluded that the weapon in question must have come from the outside.
Hold it!
Oh dear. Outside? What does that mean exactly?
Ha ha! The opposite of inside, you numbskull!
I walked into that one. Was that an attempt at clarification or a put down? Because it clearly accomplished neither.
Oh, what Eustace means to say, Mr. Edgeworth, is that it must have been brought in from the outside of the prison by Mr. Saint, of course. You're doing great, Eustace.
Honestly, Edgeworth, if you haven't figured it out by now, then you're an even bigger loser than I thought.
Now, Eustace, be kind.
The feeling is mutual.
Mr. Saint clearly brought the murder weapon into the prison. The question is, how? It must have been hidden inside the chess set. That's what I think anyway.
Hold it!
But no murder weapon was found at the crime scene, and there's nothing inside that chessboard either. I'm curious, Mr. Winner, do you also have thoughts about where this weapon might be now?
The perpetrator must have hidden it somewhere in the prison. Yes.
Is there a problem with this claim? Oh yeah. Okay, present whatever. This is 216. Present. Oh, there is a problem. Is a problem. How badly are we doing? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. There is a problem. They hid it somewhere inside the prison. That seems unlikely. In fact, I can prove that's not the case. What evidence suggests that the murder weapon isn't hiding somewhere in the prison?
Maybe what are the things we have in the evidence thingy? Don't they search things? Do we have documentations on them going through people's... Don't they check people's items?
Huh? Oh, you want the security gate?
No, there. Wait, no, what was the one next to it? The paper.
Paper? Prison roll call?
No.
Prison search?
Couldn't find one. There, so they search everyone, I think.
Okay, try prison search.
I guess we could try it.
Take that!
I'm starting to worry about your memory, Mr. Winner. Didn't you and the good judge search the prison with Warden Lagarde? And didn't you fail to find a likely murder weapon?
Ah!
Uh-oh.
Well, yes, but I guess we just missed it, that's all.
Wow, way to undermine yourself.
You're saying your search wasn't entirely thorough, you, the so-called winning rookie?
Stop making fun of me!
Uh-oh. Eustace! Calm yourself. Breathe deeply. Do not allow your opponent to get under your skin. Remember your breathing exercises.
You're right. I'm a winner. Why should I let a third-rate loser like Edgeworthy-less here get under my skin?
That's my good boy.
I'll thank you to leave my name out of this, please.
Well, I'm Kate Faraday, and I'm okay.
Not you two, please.
Oh.
Look, it's simple. Since my first-rate investigation didn't turn up any weapon, it means there wasn't one to find. Which leaves only one possibility. The murderer took the weapon with him when he left the prison. That's why we couldn't find it when we looked, obviously.
I want to slap you. But what are you proposing? It's impossible. And this proves why the culprit couldn't possibly have taken the weapon out of the prison with them.
They couldn't have taken it.
Probably some type of scanning machine.
Oh, like you were showing before.
What, the security gate?
Yeah, I think they couldn't have taken it out because it would have gone over the metal detector, probably.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would assume. That's what that gate is there for.
My memory. More memory trouble, Mr. Winner. Now you're forgetting things you yourself said.
Are you making fun of me again?
Oh, Edgeworth.
Oh, so you remembered what I said. Impressive. Perhaps might be better served by remembering this.
What's that?
Wow. Wait, does he seriously not remember what this is?
It would certainly seem that way, yes.
Whoa.
There is a security gate at each of the entrances to the detention center and the prison proper. Coming from the prison, anyone leaving the facility would have had to have passed through both of them. 2 gates, both fitted with metal detectors.
Oh wait, now I remember.
Looks like he got his memory back magically.
Ah, so as you can see, there is no way anyone could have taken a weapon out through both gates. And therefore, there is no way the murder weapon could have left the building.
Gah!
In which case, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you would care to tell us where you think the murder weapon might be then, sir?
It is still here in the premises. That is the only plausible conclusion to be drawn.
But we searched the prison from top to bottom and couldn't find anything.
Because you were never going to find anything to begin with. Not when you're laboring under the misconception that it's a blade that you're looking for.
Yeah, we know the truth about what happened to Mr. Knight. We've seen it with our own eyes. That's quite a claim, miss. I assume you have the evidence to support it. What is the weapon that was used to commit the crime, then?
Take a look at this, Judge Gavel, and the weapon used in the case will become clear. Probably the dog.
Yeah, I think the dog. I think you're right.
Dog biting the victim's throat. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that.
Unless we need to show the security footage of the dog.
I think either one, maybe, because they both have the dog on them. I don't know.
Alright, let's try dog. 3, 2, 1, dog.
Take that!
This footage taken from a security camera trained on Knight's holding cell. Now, watch it for yourselves and see.
What was that? But how?
This footage captures the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. More than sufficient proof of how he really died, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is certainly significant, Mr. Edgeworth.
So now we know that Knight was in fact killed in his cell by a vicious dog. A dog that moved the victim's body to the prison workshop post-mortem. We know this thanks to an eyewitness who saw the dog in the workshop when the body was discovered. Of course, I think we can all agree that there's no way the dog could have planned such a crime itself. Indeed, I fear it may be his handiwork after all.
That's quite enough of that, Mr. Edgeworth.
Judge Gavel?
You are correct that this footage is an important piece of evidence. But it also raises an important new question. A question that I suspect you have also been asking yourself.
She's right. There's one major problem with my version of these events.
The black dog! The one that belongs to one of the inmates! How did it move between the holding cells and the prison proper at will?
Oh!
How do we answer that one, Mr. Edgeworth?
The truth is I don't know yet.
Aha, of course not.
Can it, Wonder Boy? You didn't even notice that there was a problem at all. Until the defense provides an adequate explanation, the court cannot accept your line of logic. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Okay. But, wait! There's still much more to explore! Nope, overruled.
Court is no longer in session, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would be so kind as to leave this courtroom.
Court was never in session in the first place.
Why Once again, this court is
We may not have all the answers yet, but you haven't explained anything either regarding Mr. Saint.
What do you mean?
Just as we don't know yet how the dog made it into one of the detention center's holding cells, you can't know how Mr. Saint could have made it inside the detention center, let alone the prison either. He would have been allowed as far as the visitor's room to see his friend, but no further. So it's hard for me to conceive how he could have committed a crime in a place he had no access to. Judge Gavel, I believe it is your turn to provide some proof. Proof that Simeon Saint was able to enter the prison.
Objection. Overruled. Ha ha! You wish for the court to provide you with proof? Highly irregular, but very well.
What? They actually have something?
No, it seems like as good a time as any. And I suppose you have been kind enough to share your own theories on the case.
What is she building up to here?
Mr. Edgeworth, I suspect you don't know what Mr. Saint does for a living. So allow me to fill you in. He is a circus performer.
What?
Yes, perhaps you've heard of the Very Big Circus?
The what? Ah!
No, do not be so silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day after all.
Important of what exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps?
A meeting? Oh, heavens, no! I could not think of anything worse. Oh, no, yesterday the circus came to visit. You see now, I assume. As I am sure you are aware, a show was held yesterday for the prisoners' entertainment. A show featuring animals and performers performed by members of the Very Big Circus. So, does that mean Mr. Saint, yes, Mr. Saint was allowed inside the prison as part of the show. A fact that has been confirmed beyond reasonable doubt.
No! She held on to that fact until the last possible moment. She let me run with my own theory, and only afterwards did she use it to reveal the truth. Wait.
But Gavel, I have him right where I want him.
Forgive me, Eustace, but if I may, while the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor?
That must be why she steered him into a different topic back then, too.
I got you good, didn't I, you third-rate prosecutor?
This has nothing to do with you.
Gentlemen, this court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth, your conduct as a prosecutor is already in question. You would do well to remember that you were removed from this case for that precise reason.
What are you trying to say?
That the committee reserves the right to confiscate your badge at any time, should you wish to retain it. You would do well to avoid crossing paths with us again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she is not endlessly forgiving. Oh, and one last thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense.
Thank you for your concern, but I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish.
Well, do try to remember that the two jobs are not one and the same, and that a defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start.
Gah!
No, I really must be going. May the goddess of justice watch over you all.
So long, loser.
Well, that was, whoops.
Oh, so Simeon lied to us.
Not just you two, the guy took me for a ride, too. What's his deal? Whoa, you're not having second thoughts about all this, are you, Milesley boy? Sure, Judge Gavel's a tough cookie, but that doesn't mean you can just give up the ghost, right? The defense never rests. As a wise man once said, that goes for associates too. Don't worry, Fender, I've no intention of resting. Neither the less. Our assumptions that Mr. Saint couldn't have entered the prison has just been proven false. Which means we'll have to restart our investigation from square one, I'm afraid. And we'll have to do that next time.
Aww.
Save your progress. Yep. Ta-da. Okay, so that's it. Alright guys, so you know how the drill works. If you're able to get 1,000 views by next weekend, you will get another episode of Ace Attorney, like on the weekend. We only do this on the weekend because it does severely harm the channel. After 2 hours and 40 minutes, we only got 800 views. So that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So there will be no Arkham tonight. Next stream is Mario. That'll be starting up much later than it was supposed to. It'll be starting up at 9:30. So, and then the next stream will be Vampire Survivor after that for the Ultimate Select. So there'll be no Arkham because there's no way that Amber can do the Arkham thing
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm not feeling well today. I'm sorry, everyone.
Like, Amber's, like, not able to sit still because she doesn't feel well. So basically that would turn my VR experience into a boat ride from Hades, pretty much. And it would be bad.
Sorry.
Because once you toss your cookies in VR, there's no going back. Yep. And I speak that from experience because that's what happened to me with Virtual Boy in the store at Babbage's. Oh yeah! To see the horrified expression of the sales clerk was priceless. I'll never forget it. But yes, motion sickness in VR when you're getting sick does not mix at all. Alright? So anyway, see you guys on Mario. Thank you so much for watching. It'll just be me helming the next stream. And it should be fun. So again, guys, 1,000 views is required for the next Ace Attorney. And thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can rewatch streams every day to count as a new view. And that's your best way of getting another episode. Alright? Next time, guys. Later. See you on Mario.